everybody and welcome to the Vastu Show. I'm your host Rasesh Shah and joining us is our Vastu expert Rasesh Shah, who will tell us how geopathic stress, or what we call in Hindi as Bhumi Dosh, really impacts all of us. Hi Rasesh, welcome to the show.
Hello Suesha, thank you for having me.
Thank you Rasesh. Now Rasesh, talking about geopathic stress. Now how we understand geopathic stress, or what we call in Hindi as Bhumi Dosh, are energies, black energies that are radiating upwards and affecting all of us.
Right.
So how does it really affect us?
To make it more simplified, the actual meaning of geopathic stress is, geo means earth and pathic means something which is not correct. Pathic means sick. It actually means that part of the earth which has gone sick. You know, it was rediscovered by the Germans. Our ancestors always knew what geopathic stress is, and we had a very typical Indian way, जिसे जुगाड़ कहते हैं. What they would do is that they would, because in the earlier times they would make homes, जो घर बनाते थे, वो घर अभी जैसे बनते हैं वैसे नहीं बनाते थे. There was this open field everywhere and they would construct their own dwellings. Before constructing, what they would do is they would leave the cows, the goats and the sheep to graze. Now, the important thing here to understand is, and it is very fascinating also, that the cows, goats and sheep have natural sensors within their energy systems. So when they would eat grass, they would never eat grass in a straight line. They would leave that part of the grass not eaten from where the geopathic stress was emanating. So they would mark those areas. And then they would construct their homes in such a way that those areas from where geopathic stress was emanating, those areas were left out. Even the monasteries which were made in the Himalayas, those monasteries have been oriented in such a manner that the negative bioelectromagnetic zones, जो भी भूमि दोष वाली जमीन थी, उस जमीन को उनके स्ट्रक्चर में अंदर नहीं ले गई है. वो जमीन को बाहर छोड़ दिया है उन्होंने. So this was an ancient knowledge which our ancestors already had, but the science got lost somewhere.
So Rasesh, when talking of Bhumi Dosh, Bhumi Dosh के consequences कितने severe हो सकते हैं?
बहुत खतरनाक, बहुत भयंकर. The damage is done at the cellular level.
Health-wise?
Health-wise. There have been cases of cancer. There have been cases where the back of the person sleeping over the geopathic stress point continuously for years together is completely destroyed. There are problems related to joints. There have been cases reported of insomnia. I mean, n number of health issues.
So this typically starts happening when one moves into that place. How fast does the change show?
उस व्यक्ति की रोग प्रतिकारक शक्ति पे ये आधार रखता है कि उसे उस नेगेटिव ऊर्जा या नेगेटिव एनर्जी के इम्प्लीकेशंस, उसके रेपरकशंस, उसके रेमिफिकेशंस कभी महसूस होंगे. When a health issue keeps on persisting in spite of all the necessary medical attention that one takes, in spite of going to different doctors, like there was this very interesting case that I came across. I went to this house in Kolkata. There was this lady who was not able to conceive. All her reports were normal. There was nothing wrong with her husband. So the couple was very disturbed, and they were seeking some kind of a logical, rational answer. And they knew that it is not something to do with the medical problem. When I went for a Vastu audit at their place, I specifically checked their bedroom areas. And what was very fascinating for me was that right below their bedroom, there was a 200-year-old well, which was capped, but the well was not filled. Now, water has its own magnetic field, and the vibratory field of that particular well was so strong that it was disrupting that entire site. हम उनके नीचे जो व्यक्ति रहते थे उनके घर में गए और वहां पे एक बच्चा सोता था. That guy had gone through about 15 medical interventions for reasons unknown. He would develop all kind of medical complications. Wells, bore wells, underground water streams. These water bodies, if go undetected, can cause havoc. So one needs to be very, very careful.
So Rasesh, that makes me curious because does it typically affect the stress point or the house which is exactly on that ground, or if there are several floors in that building on the land which has Bhumi Dosh, then it will affect every house in the same intensity?
It's a very interesting question. It depends on the intensity of the violation. दोष की तीव्रता पे निर्भर करता है. There are certain geopathic stress energies which go right up to the stratosphere. So you can imagine the intensity of those radiations. There are certain radiations which are restricted to the ground floor, first floor, second floor. But these radiations are very mysterious. Until the time these radiations are diagnosed or assessed with the help of instruments, it is very difficult to say that till what level will the radiation go. The epicenter could be below the earth, but the effect could be felt right up till the stratosphere.
Do builders usually keep this in mind? Like, will they take care of Bhumi Dosh?
Because of the past experiences, there are developers who know that having a well in the plot is going to kind of disrupt their normal activities.
पर अगर किसी का घर ऑलरेडी एक लैंड पर है जहाँ पर भूमि दोष है, तो वो लोग क्या कर सकते हैं इस दोष को हटाने के लिए?
हमारे उधर स्वस्तिक, जिसे हम सथिया कहते हैं, उसका भरपूर उपयोग हुआ है. और हम कुमकुम से वो स्वस्तिक बनाते हैं. और वो जो स्वस्तिक है वो इतना पावरफुल सिंबल है कि भूमि में से जो नेगेटिव एनर्जीज उत्पन्न हो रही है या जनरेट हो रही, या द एनर्जीज व्हिच आर एमिनेटिंग फ्रॉम द अर्थ, नेगेटिव एनर्जीज, स्वस्तिक हैज द पावर to transform those energies. But those swastik, what we do is we make a generic use of the swastik. Like आप घर की दहलीज पे देखेंगे कि हम स्वस्तिक बनाते हैं on the threshold of the door. इस स्वस्तिक को अगर राइट मटेरियल के साथ उस स्ट्रेस पॉइंट पे, उस एपिसेंटर पे अगर उसका उपयोग किया जाए तो ये जियोपैथिक स्ट्रेस को काफी हद तक न्यूट्रलाइज कर सकते हैं.
Rasesh, you have very clearly told us that Vastu will always affect different people in a different way because they differ based on their planetary charts. So does this also imply for Bhumi Dosh? Will Bhumi Dosh affect different people in a different way?
Yes, absolutely. Depending on their planetary charts, depending on their astrological time, depending on their periods, sub-periods. When one is going through a bad astrological period, the immunity level of that individual is also very weak. It is very vulnerable, he is susceptible to certain diseases. So that is the time when geopathic stress can create havoc.
So this basically means that geopathic stress will always affect everybody in a bad way. It's just that the intensity will be different for different people.
Yes, intensity and the time. This is something that can only be known once the event has occurred.
Thank you so much for that information, Rasesh. I had no idea that geopathic stress could affect our well-being so much. We are now at Mrs. Jasmine Nanavati's home. Her house had Bhumi Dosh, which is geopathic stress. Let's understand from her how Rasesh helped her fix this. Hi Jasmine, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Firstly, I want to tell you आपका घर बहुत सुंदर है, and thank you so much for having us over.
Thank you, my pleasure.
Jasmine, please tell our viewers about yourself, and also, have you always been a believer in Vastu?
I'm an interior designer, so I always believe that every house should be interior and Vastu compliance, because according to me, interior reflects your personality and Vastu always enhances it better.
Jasmine, आपको पता है कि भूमि दोष क्या होता है?
सुना है रसेश भाई के साथ काफ़ी उन्होंने जो किया है देखा भी है.
हाँ.
So I know he uses some cosmic symbols to rectify all those वास्तु दोष.
जब रसेश ने पहली बार आपको बताया कि आपके घर में भूमि दोष है, did you believe it?
We totally believe what Rasesh says. So there was no second thought. उसने खाली बताया था कि अगर दरवाजे की पोजीशन if we could change, you could go ahead with buying this property. So we were okay with that.
Now, Rasesh, we've already established that Bhumi Dosh can impact someone in a very negative way. But like you also said that one can rectify it also. So, coming to this house, जब आपने भूमि दोष यहाँ पर डिटेक्ट किया तो आपने क्या किया उसको चेंज करने के लिए?
यहाँ पे इस प्रॉपर्टी में भूमि दोष जो था वो उनके दरवाजे से शुरू होके गेस्ट रूम के डोर तक हमने एक फॉल्ट लाइन आइडेंटिफाई की. ये जो भूमि दोष है इसकी जो तीव्रता है, द इंटेंसिटी ऑफ द जियोपैथिक स्ट्रेस लाइन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. तो जब हमने तीव्रता यहाँ पे नापी, when we measured the intensity of the stress line, we found out that there are certain corrections that can be done and we could neutralize the violation.
तो रसेश, अगर इंटेंसिटी अलग अलग हो तो क्या उससे भी फर्क पड़ता है? मतलब ऐसे भी घर होते हैं जहाँ पर इंटेंसिटी इतनी हाई होती है कि आप उसको रेक्टिफाई ही नहीं कर सकते?
हाँ, कभी कभी ऐसा होता है. There are properties which are beyond repair. तो प्रॉपर्टी लेने से पहले जियोपैथिक स्ट्रेस लाइन की इंटेंसिटी देखना बहुत जरूरी है.
इस घर की इंटेंसिटी कितनी थी?
लेकर्स एंटीना पे 10 के स्केल पे इनके घर में रीडिंग्स आए थे. जब 10 के स्केल पे रीडिंग्स आते हैं तो इंस्ट्रूमेंट की डिप देख के ये अंदाजा लगाया जा सकता है कि उसकी रेमेडी कितनी इफेक्टिव होगी.
अच्छा Rasesh, Jasmine also mentioned that you have changed the placement of the main door. So what was that? You changed the entry door to a different direction?
Yes. Before buying the property, she got me here for a Vastu inspection. She wanted an approval in terms of whether the property is right, whether she should be buying this property. ये उनकी कुंडली के साथ मेल खाती है नहीं खाती है. तो पूरा इंस्पेक्शन हमने किया. जब मैंने ये प्रॉपर्टी पहली बार देखी, at that point in time the main door of the house was facing the south of southeast, जो उनकी कुंडली के साथ बिल्कुल भी सही नहीं बैठ रहा था. तो मैंने उनसे कहा कि अगर आप दरवाजा पूर्व बाजू शिफ्ट कर सकते हैं, दैट इज फेसिंग द ईस्ट, तो आप ये प्रॉपर्टी ले सकते हैं. सो देन वी चेंज द पोजिशनिंग ऑफ द मेन डोर. द मोमेंट वी डिड दैट, द प्रॉपर्टी केम इन सिंक with the planetary charts, and then everything fell into its proper place.
Now Jasmine, obviously you got the audit of this house done before you bought it. So have you seen any positive changes? Has this house proved very lucky for you?
Yes, very much. Because I believe Vastu, mainly what Vastu does, it converts your negative energy into positive. So it works for everyone. Yeah.
रसेश, अपार्ट फ्रॉम भूमि दोष के अलावा आपने क्या क्या चेंज किया इस घर में?
To give you an example, she wanted a stone ledge to be made in the northeast corner. She wanted a stone and I wanted her to use wood. She wanted stone because of some specific reason, but I told her that stone in that corner would create complications in the movement of energy. वहाँ की जो ऊर्जा की गति है, उस गति में कहीं पे दोष आ सकता है. तो उस गति को ध्यान में रख के मेरा ये सुझाव था उनसे कि वो वहाँ पे वुड यूज करें.
Now Rasesh, I can also see that she has used antique wood in this house. I mean, you obviously don't recommend antique wood. So how did you go ahead with that?
It's not actually antique wood, it's just the finish on the top of the BTC wood.
That comes from her being an interior designer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So she's actually used Burma teak wood, which is a very high quality wood, and on the Burma teak wood has been treated,
Yeah.
so that it gives a look of that antique wood.
Antique wood. So basically you're trying to suggest कि जो लोग antique look रखना भी चाहते हैं अपने घर में, वो अगर फ्रेश बर्मा वुड या वुड फ्रेश वुड लेकर उसको अगर एंटीक फिनिशिंग दे दे, तो that is a good way out to create that antique look.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any high quality teak wood supposed to be very good.
Rasesh, I also see a very interesting sacred corner that is there in the living room. Now, have you created it from the Vastu perspective, or you just did it out of your interior aesthetics?
Actually, he suggested we should have it in this corner, and this corner falls into living room, and I never wanted that typical temple look, so I created this contemporary look for my mandir.
But it's very beautifully done.
Yes.
And you suggested.
I wanted the sacred corner to be made in the northeast corner, जिसे हम ईशान कोना बोलते हैं. और क्योंकि मुझे ईशान कोने में मंदिर चाहिए था, तो उनका ये बोलना था कि ये मेरा लिविंग रूम है, तो मंदिर और लिविंग रूम एक साथ, उनको डिज़ाइनिंग में कहीं पे वो चीज़ सेट नहीं हो रही थी. तो हमने एक ऐसा ऑल्टरनेटिव सोचा कि हम सीक्रेट कॉर्नर को ऐसे बनाते हैं कि जो लिविंग रूम के साथ सिंक में हो, क्योंकि इनका लिविंग रूम इतना ब्यूटीफुली इन्होंने बनाया है, लेकिन सीक्रेट कॉर्नर को भी उसके साथ उन्होंने ब्लेंड कर दिया.
Rasesh, also I see that the wall is textured. Is this Vastu compliant, the texture of this wall?
It again depends on the energy levels of the structure. It depends on the birth planetary chart of the occupants. इनकी कुंडली और ये स्ट्रक्चर की ऊर्जा के इंटेंसिटी को ध्यान में रख के ये कलर स्कीम हमने डिसाइड की थी.
कहीं पे मुझे कलर चाहिए था, which he said not to use.
Like what colors?
Like I wanted to highlight one of the walls, but he said only white will go for this wall. So then we stick to whatever he says.
Rasesh, मैं इस घर का भूमि दोष देखना चाहती हूँ. कहाँ था और आपने कैसे ठीक किया उसको? So Rasesh, this is where the geopathic stress is, जहाँ पर भूमि दोष है.
बिल्कुल. This is the fault line.
अच्छा.
और ये पूरी की पूरी fault line पे हमने ये energy spirals place किए हुए हैं. ये energy spirals इस fault line को completely neutralize करते हैं.
पर यहाँ पर आपने अलग सिंबल रखा है और ये कॉपर के सिंबल्स हैं, तो
हाँ, ये सैंडस्टोन हमने यहाँ पे इसलिए रखा है क्योंकि ये फॉल्ट लाइन का एपिसेंटर है. यहाँ से फॉल्ट लाइन एमिनेट होती है. सबसे ज्यादा इंटेंसिटी इस पॉइंट पे पाई गई.
तो अभी आप इसको कैसे मेजर करेंगे?
स्वेशा, हमारे पास एक इंस्ट्रूमेंट है जिससे हम जियोपैथिक स्ट्रेस आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं और रेडिएशन की इंटेंसिटी मेजर करते हैं.
तो इंटेंसिटी आप कहाँ?
अब मैं ये एक स्केल पे इस इंस्ट्रूमेंट को सेट कर रहा हूँ. अब ये जो हमने यहाँ पे एनर्जी स्पाइरल्स रखे हैं, दिस इज द फॉल्ट लाइन. अब अगर यहाँ के रेडिएशंस कंप्लीटली न्यूट्रलाइज हो गए हैं, तो ये इंस्ट्रूमेंट का डिप ओके अपने आप आगे की तरफ जाएगा. देयर विल बी अ फॉरवर्ड डिप.
ये आगे की तरफ जा रहा है. ओके.
ये देखिए, सी द मूवमेंट.
और अगर ये रेक्टिफिकेशन नहीं होता तो?
ये रेक्टिफिकेशन अगर नहीं होता तो इंस्ट्रूमेंट मेरी तरफ आता.
और न्यूट्रलाइज करने से पहले
ये इसकी डिप मेरी तरफ आती. इट वुड हैव बीन अ रिवर्स डिप.
सो बेसिकली कंस्ट्रक्शन के टाइम पे आप ये वाले कॉस्मिक सिंबल्स एम्बेड कर देते हैं.
जास्मिन के घर पे हमने क्या किया, ये फ्लोरिंग होने से पहले क्योंकि ये फॉल्ट लाइन हमने आइडेंटिफाई की थी, तो हमने सारे के सारे एनर्जी स्पाइरल्स और वो सैंडस्टोन का सिंबल जो आप देख रहे हैं वो जमीन के नीचे हमने डाले हुए हैं. We've embedded the symbols under the floor.
So this is the way to remove
the geopathic stress
fault line. तो भूमि दोष के निवारण का सबसे आसान तरीका है ये कॉस्मिक सिंबल्स को कंस्ट्रक्शन से पहले प्लेस कर देना.
बिल्कुल.
Right. And now it's time for Rasesh to answer your questions. So Rasesh, moving to the first question, it's from Jignesh in Gujarat. He says that, hi Rasesh, I would want to know, would an earthquake affected area classify as a land affected by geopathic stress?
Possibly yes. There is a probability and there are high chances that some pockets in the earthquake affected area could be classified as having geopathic stress.
Our next question is from Ayushman from Lucknow. He says that, do the Vastu principles differ in the southern hemisphere and the northern hemisphere?
That's a very interesting question. Yes, they do differ. East and west, they remain constant in terms of the energies that they emanate. But the implications of the magnetic field of the north and the south in terms of the energy flow changes. For example, in the northern hemisphere, if someone has to sleep with his head towards the south, in the southern hemisphere, he has to sleep with the head towards the north. Because there is a shift in the magnetic polarities in terms of the energy flow.
Our next question is from Sneha. She wants to know, why is it considered inauspicious to have a cracked idol in the temple?
A cracked idol in the temple or a cracked deity in the temple can have very serious consequences. With the help of the instrument, we were able to establish what our ancestors always said. They used a word bad omen for this. This was considered to be a bad omen. And the logical answer is that whenever there is a cracked idol in the temple, that cracked idol sucks the energy of the occupants who are living in that house or in that property. A cracked idol should be immediately immersed.
Right, because I've always heard that from my elders कि खंडित मूर्ति आपको कभी घर पर नहीं रखनी चाहिए, क्योंकि
खंडित मूर्ति को हमेशा अपशकन माना गया है और खंडित मूर्ति कभी भी कतई नहीं रखनी चाहिए.
Right, but like I said, I've never known the reason for this. Today is the first time that I actually got to know why it is bad, because nobody can really answer that scientifically. They just say कि खंडित मूर्ति मत रखो घर पर.
कई मान्यताएं हैं जिनका वैज्ञानिक तौर पे विश्लेषण नहीं हुआ है.
Right.
But if one goes deep into the subject, I think there are scientific answers available.
This is exactly what I was trying to establish, that there are so many things which we have heard from our elders, you know. And when I talked to you, I realized that actually there is a very deep scientific value that is attached to it. But we don't understand that.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Rasesh, for answering our questions. And for our viewers, in case you have any questions for Rasesh, please feel free, send us your questions. The details are on your screen. For now, it's time for the tip of the day.
One should not have any sharp edges in the property. All your columns, beams and furniture having sharp edges should be rounded off. If that is not possible, you could use indoor plants to cover the sharp edges in the furniture. Sharp edges lead to unnecessary arguments, discussions and fights.
So Rasesh, when you're talking about sharp objects, as per Vastu, I've also heard that one should avoid the edges of the bed and the edges of the table to be very sharp. Is that true?
Yes. The edges should be blunted, should be rounded off, because these edges emanate a very negative energy force. Even these study tables. What happens is that these days we use a lot of laminates. So when a laminate is being put on a piece of wood, it will usually have a sharp edge because you can't round off the laminate. In that case, it is very important that the sharp edge is camouflaged by using another piece of wood which is rounded, and on top of it, that rounded piece of wood could be stuck or could be put, which will neutralize the negative impact of a sharp edge.
Right, Rasesh. So basically, it's not just from the point of view of your children's safety, but also for Vastu, that one should avoid sharp edges. With that, it's a wrap on today's show. Catch Rasesh and I next week on yet another exciting episode of the Vastu Show. See you next week.